What's going on? How are we? We got Moon in here, Kat Kennedy in here. We got David in here. David Dumorn? Dumorn, is that how I pronounce your last name? And we have a new Inner Circle insider, Kai Roberts. I'm so excited to have her on here, you guys. She has like faithfully shown up to my live streams for like at least 3 months now. And so, Kai, introduce yourself.
Hi.
Oh, it's so great to
I'm from
meet you.
London, so can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, no, sure. What's up? How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your artist name? How long have you been doing music? All that good stuff.
Oh, my artist name is Kai Justine.
Hmm.
Uh, I've been doing music maybe like 5 years or so. Um, yeah, I mean, I dropped an EP quite early on in my career, and then I got about 10 songs, and I got another one coming out. I got a bunch of music videos on YouTube. Yeah, and I sort of like pop R&B type music as well. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
When did your EP come out?
Oh, I dropped the EP, I think 22.
Hmm.
I think the first couple of songs I brought out were singles, and then I dropped like a 4-track EP after that as my
Hmm.
first sort of entryway into things. So yeah, but like you say on most of your lives as well, is I didn't pay attention to building the fan base first. So I feel like I'm running ahead a little bit, but a lot like taking people with me, if that kind of makes sense. So
Yeah.
yeah, where I'm at.
Awesome. So why did you join ICI? What are you excited about now that you're in?
Because like you said, I tune in. I tune in to be like whatever Monday and Thursday or whatever. And
Right.
like English, I don't know your time, so I'm like guessing. I'm guessing like the kind of time that you, and then I'll
You're
just
like,
like
you're 9 hours behind me, literally. So it's like, what is that? Three,
it's eight
six. So
o'clock
it's like
now.
6 p.m., 7 p.m. your time, and I'm going live.
Yeah,
It's like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. my time.
yeah, exactly. So that's not such a bad thing though. It's the beginning of your
Right.
day and sort of like the end of mine. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I just like you popped up, I think, on my Insta and I just started watching your lives, which are always fun and you give a lot of insight and help. And yeah, like even just with those little sort of lives has like already kind of changed my perspective on how like to move forward with like my career. So yeah, it's super helpful. And then like I told you I was broke. I told you I was broke and I couldn't join the insiders. So yeah, I had to make space and I thought, let me join it like before yeah, basically before just before it's too late, basically. Yeah, it's worth it. Why not? And I
Yeah,
can see
why
that you build so
not?
much as well. So
Yeah, honestly, this is my first time being an entrepreneur and all of that kind of stuff too. So I'm learning as I go how to like develop things, how to help you guys, all of that kind of stuff. Because, as you know, you've seen all of my live streams, but as probably everybody in here knows, I come from corporate music and just as hard as it is for you guys to break into corporate to get signed by labels and all of that, it's hard for us working in it too, right? Like they want to work you like a dog. They only want to pay you $50,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they
is
want
that
you to just
low?
be blown away. Like, oh, well, you're Doja Cat. Literally, someone asked me, like, do you want just a title change to day-to-day manager? I said, no, I want a rate. I don't even, you can keep my title the same. I don't even care what you call me. Just give me more money because everybody's making more money but me, right? So it's like, that's kind of how the music industry is. And even now, I feel like it's gaslighting artists even harder because what I have been seeing on my timeline is artists gassing out, artists burning out because artists are trying to be their own labels, right? So artists are like, I can, 100% do this myself. Like I can promote my own music. I can, submit it for playlisting to, these companies. I can do all of this. But then you guys are like burning out because it's not a one person job. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was easy and if one person can do it for themselves, then every artist would be a self-sufficient artist. Even artists who are signed are leaving major labels and like trying to do it independently because they finally realize like, oh wait, no, there is money in music. I just haven't been making any because these companies own all of it, and now they're doing like bare minimum, stuff. Like no one is having like these innovative campaigns, any of that. And the stuff that you guys do see, I guarantee the artist thought of it themselves and brought it to the label, and the label just helped them execute it. So happy to have you in here, Kai. Really excited for you to be an insider. But yes, you guys, welcome. I am excited to kick off Visibility Month. That's really our focus this month. It's visibility and music marketing. I want to take it back to the basics because we kind of just hit the ground running. So ICI has been open since April. In April, we focused on branding. In May, we focused on content creation. In June, we did a 30-day content challenge. In July, we focused on release planning. And now in August, I want us to focus on visibility and music marketing because music marketing is so many different things. And like I said, I feel like the internet is gaslighting artists into being like, you can do this all yourselves, and then they're just like burnt out, and then the artists are blaming themselves like, maybe I'm not built for this, maybe it's me. No, maybe it's Maybelline. That's a lie. It's not you. Okay. Like, it's not you. Okay. It is that it's a lot of hard work whether you even realize it or not. You know what I'm saying? You guys are like doing your branding, not to like, let's, the music in and of itself, right? You're writing, you're recording, you are working with engineers and producers, or you're self-produced. That's one part of it. Then you have to figure out, how am I going to market and promote this, right? And I think a lot of people get stuck at the visibility part. Um, But if we are not being visible in the right ways, visibility really does not matter. Because if we make music for the gays and 90% of the people watching our stuff are like MAGA, it doesn't matter how visible I am because the people who will support my music aren't even in my community. You know what I'm saying? I just like pulled that rabbit out of a hat. But let's focus on visibility. Let's focus on how visibility actually works, and immediate, actions we can use to have like sustainable strategies versus us continuously throwing shit at the wall, hoping that it sticks. Um, because honestly, I think that promotion is the last thing artists think of when they think of like their release. Um, and so it doesn't get the same attention, right? Like if we spent as much time on a release plan or a marketing strategy as we did creating the music, you know, like, or if it took us years to create this music and we promote it for like 2 months, are we really like giving it its just due? You know what I'm saying? So let's jump into it. Um, Everybody, say what's up, introduce yourselves. Like I said, we have a new Inner Circle Insider. So in the chat, drop your city, drop your artist name, and just kind of introduce yourselves as I start to get into it. So, what is visibility like really? Like, what is it? Visibility is not chasing viral moments. It's not having high view counts or looking busy online. You don't need to make more noise because there's enough of that on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, we all have smartphones, we all have the same apps, and a lot of us are trying to do the same things, and it could just seem like clutter. It could just seem like noise. So you need alignment between your content, your presence, and your audience. True visibility really happens when your content consistently reaches the people that it's meant for. And if you don't even know who those people are, who you're making music for, who you're making content for, then who are you hooking with your content or your posts? You know, you're gonna like the whole, again, true visibility is when your content consistently reaches the people that it's meant for and keeps pulling them deeper into your world. So, we still got some people coming in here. Thank you guys for introducing yourselves in the comments. Appreciate y'all. Trying to make us more active in these workshops versus me just coming here and y'all staring at my face. I know I'm pretty. I know it's nice to stare at. No, I'm playing. But I really want this to feel like a community. If I just wanted to talk to people every Wednesday, I'd just go live on TikTok. I really would. This community is supposed to be special, and I want us to build real connections. And if we're not talking to each other in the Discord, if we're not talking to each other on these weekly workshops, then I'm failing as the leader of this community? So if you are just jumping in, please jump into the chat and drop your city and your artist name. Um, and let me know who feels like they've been visible but not growing lately. Just type me if that's you. Maybe you're getting a lot of views, but you're not getting the growth that you want, in your streams. It's not connecting to your music. Maybe you're getting a lot of views on stuff that has nothing to do with your music, right? It's all of your relatable content or your rants or your storytelling, right? So let me know who feels like they've been visible but not growing lately. So like I said, true visibility happens when your content consistently reaches the people that it's meant for and brings them deeper into your world. And if you feel like you have some visibility, but you're not really growing, I want to ask again, who are you making this content for? Who is this for? So I'm going to screen share. I'm going to show you guys some examples of ideal like audience profiles, and then we can go from there. Does anybody like know their target audience, like who they would love to have in their fan base, who they would love to have at their shows? If you already know that, let me know in the comments. If you don't worry. I got you. That's what we about to take a look at right now. So, this is for my client, Brittany Day. She's actually an Inner Circle insider. She just never can come on these live streams because she works Wednesdays at this time. But this is a mood board that I created for her when she was one of my premium clients. And so this is just kind of like the foundational stuff. So as you can see, we locked in on like her colors, what her values were, her branding, so her mission statement, which can also be seen as like her unique selling point. But then something really unique that I love that I did for her was I created these audience profiles. And there's more. There are more down here. I don't know why I don't have them all on the same thing. I'm actually about to do that now. Let me just move this stuff like over here, down here. And then I'm gonna move this stuff up here. If it would move, of course it's not. Here we go. And close enough. I'm not going to be a perfectionist today. Okay, so these are three different audience profiles. Brittany Day is a neo soul artist. She has the same vocal resonance or familiarity as an Adele, an Amy Winehouse, but she sings like neo soul music. So if we're thinking about like who do you make music for, like who would your ideal fans be? These are three different types of ideal fans that she would have. So the neo soul enthusiast, age 28 through 40, predominantly women. I don't know. I don't know a lot of dudes who listen to like Life Jennings and Jill Scott and I mean Erica Badu, yes. Andre 3000, yes. But is Andre 3000 considered neo soul? No. Maybe the Flute album, but not the Andre 3000 from Roses Smell Like Boo Boo, right? Like they're different. They're different people. So neo soul enthusiasts is going to be predominantly women. Where are they? Like IRL, not even where do they hang out online, but where are they in real life? Where they at? So they're going to be in urban and suburban areas with creative type of areas. That's going to be Atlanta. That's going to be Brooklyn. That's going to be Los Angeles. We can even throw the Bay in there. We could throw Portland in there. Definitely Portland. Portland. We got to have some neo soul enthusiasts in Portland. But just think about like, okay, those are the places that they're at. Now, like who are they? That's such a huge question. Like who are they? This is something that, mind you, you can do this in Chat GPT. You don't have to think of all of this on your own, but you still have to have a basis and know who you are to know the type of audience that you want to attract. So, thinking about like psychographics, what do they like, right? They enjoy a nice curated playlist. They have like a good vinyl collection. They still enjoy live music events. They value artistry, introspection, social consciousness in music. They spend their time exploring like indie and neo soul artists on platforms like Spotify and YouTube. So at least you know where they hang out online. They might not be the TikTok guys and girly, or this is predominantly girlies. They might not be those people, right? So that's why it's important to have your Spotify profile together. David, shout out to you for claiming it. You're like, I didn't even know I wasn't claiming my profile. So shout out to you for claiming your profile. And it's important to still post on YouTube. There's so you guys. There's so many people who don't have Instagram, don't have Facebook, don't have TikTok, don't have Snapchat, but you know what they do have? Reddit and YouTube. Okay. So if you are already creating short form content, that can easily be repurposed as YouTube shorts. But then also, if you're just like, I don't know about this short form content, like I'm a long-winded kind of person. Okay. Well, then do weekly vlogs. Being consistent on YouTube is posting one video a week as opposed to being consistent on TikTok, which is like I gotta post like 3 to 5 times a week. Instagram is like I gotta post at least 3 times a week. Like YouTube, all you gotta do is post once a week, right? So it's important to know who your ideal audience is and who you make music for. I'm not gonna go through all of these because we ain't got that kind of time, but you can take a look and you can see that there's different people, right? So there's the empowered millennial 25 through 35, the Gen Z music explorer. Again, this is specifically for my artist, Brittany Day, your target audience. These ages, all of that depends on you, depends on your music, right? I have another artist I'm working with. His name is Little Magic. He makes rap music that like he tells the stories of like these comics that he makes because he was originally an animator. So that kind of stuff, I'm like, all right, your demographic might go down. It might be like 13 to 17, 18 through 24, and then 25 through 30, maybe 25 through 35, right? Because I'm 33 and I still like anime. So put me in there. So you have to think about you specifically and what works for you. And if you guys want a screenshot of this in the Discord, just let me know in the comments and I've got you. But visibility, it is again awareness, alignment, and repetition. Visibility is not validation, right? Your music isn't any better because 25,000 people saw your TikTok post, right? Like that, it doesn't validate your experience. It doesn't make your art better. We have seen some trash artists go viral and be super visible. Shout out to Little Pump. Shout out to what was that 69 guy? Whoever. I don't even know. All shade. They can come for me. I don't care. But like I mean, Ice Spice, right? Okay. There's been a lot of people where it's like their music is super viral. It doesn't make it good. It doesn't make it good. Marcella said, "What would you post on YouTube?" Was that before or I think I was saying that what you should post on YouTube, it should be like vlogs. It should be long, but also you can have acoustic performances or live performances with a band. I don't know if Destiny is here, but I just saw her performing her single and she was like, "This is my tiny desk." For those of you who don't know, PBS just lost funding. NPR is going away. Tiny desk will no longer be a thing because that is put on by NPR. So if you like are able to put together your own tiny desk at home, now's the time because it's literally not going to exist anymore. As sad as it is, but we're not here to talk about our dumpster fire of our country. We're here to talk about your music visibility. So I know. Could someone else fund it? NPR is it's like I don't know. There could maybe be a private investor and someone comes in and fund it, but NPR is so much bigger than Tiny Desk. Like it's crazy. I think they said it wasn't going away. Oh, well, hopefully someone, someone picked it up. That's good if it's not going away. But visibility is earned through trust and relevance. So think of one artist who shows up on your feed consistently and actually makes you want to like check on them. What makes them visible to you? Can anybody think of that? Or if anybody wants to unmute and share, definitely let me know. So think of one artist who shows up on your feed consistently and and makes you want to check in on them. What makes them visible to you? Why are they on your feed consistently? Let me know.
I would say maybe right now like Sailor.
Mm-hmm.
I think what makes her and I would say back when Victoria was rolling out stuff, Victoria Monet as well. And I think between those two people, for me, it was the visual aspect of just doing something different. Like having a cohesive brand because it's really rare for people to have cohesive brands these days. And you could see the intention and thought that was put behind their branding.
Yeah, absolutely. Sailor's a really great example. And a lot of people call her gimmicky, but it's kind of like, bruh,
It
what?
works. That's the point.
I
A
mean,
cliche is a cliche because it's a cliche.
like, this is my thing. I feel like a gimmick was Ice Spice having the little Annie wig. Like, that felt like a gimmick. Sailor, like, that feels like a whole cohesive brand, bro. Like, that felt like a real rollout. You know what I'm saying? It's like how you got hate for Sailor, but not for Doechii. Do you think the stuff that Doechii's doing is gimmicky? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's just like a cohesive brand. Does anybody else have any other examples? Thank you, Rocky. I love when you share with us. Any other examples of artists who show up on your feed consistently and make you want to check on them?
Honestly, and I know she gets a lot of hate for some reason, but I love how Lay Banks shows up and like
Oh,
regardless of anything, like, and even playing into them saying, "Oh, I'm just a TikTok artist," and like her, I don't know. I just think like whenever she posts, I'm always like, "Dang, like what song she got now?" Because she drops so consistently, and it's like I like her music. So like even when I see people say, "Oh, it's so gimmicky," kind of the same energy. They say, "Oh, she's so gimmicky and this and that," but it's like, no, it's just that she kind of found what worked and like kept running with it, honestly. So like, yeah, I really like Lay Banks and how she shows up.
no, I love that. And that's the thing is that like artists are not for everybody, but they are for somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think what makes people not like Leia Banks or I'm not even sure how to say her name, my bad, but I know exactly who you're talking about. It's because she, was on TikTok doing a bunch of stuff trying to like get, visibility or whatever. And so that threw people off. But at the end of the day, if you know nothing, don't know her from Adam, you find her through her music and you like her music, perfect. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like fine. Like we should not judge people, you know what I'm saying, off of things like we know them. Like, do you? If you were Muslim one second, lesbian the next, and now you want to be like a rap artist, more power to you. But that's the thing is that now more than ever, artists are able to find their community of people who love them down. And whether that's millions or hundreds, you only need, I talk about this all the time, you only need the few. It's not the many who are looking at you, who are going to support you, who are going to buy your things if you actually make them an offer, right? It's going to be the few that you have made connections with, the few that constantly see your stuff on their timeline and are there and excited to root for you and comment, right? If you are able to open a broadcast channel, then those few who join the broadcast channel and who really like eat down and want to be a part of the community, like that's who is going to support your career, you know? So doesn't, as long as you are not doing anything that is hurting other people, tearing other people down, or you know what I'm saying, just trying to be controversial because that's your gimmick is, tearing other people down. As long as it doesn't hurt nobody else, um, be visible with intention, right? So I think I love Sailor's branding. I think Leia Banks, like you can commend her for her consistency. Um, I think that yeah, I'm like, is there anybody else? I think the only other person that I see and that I talk to you guys about all the time is Kewan. I used to call her Quinn. Ooh, Jessie Reyes. I have been seeing Jessie Reyes a lot. And you know what? I've been seeing her manager. Like her manager has a podcast called like the Management Playbook or something like that. I feel like I've seen him on my timeline for obvious reasons. But yeah, Jessie Reyes, love seeing her. Dochi, listen, Dochi's been doing this before the people were here. And I love the fact that she has a timeline. You know what I'm saying? Like because she's been on YouTube, she's been on TikTok, she's been doing this. She has a timeline before she was signed to TDE. Like looking at Dochi is just so crazy because she was 100% independent and look at the stuff that she was doing independently. Like how creatively she was promoting like Ucky Yucky fruitcake and all of these things before she had a brand, right? Even or before she had a label and any of that. Even after she got signed and it was like she, her black bitch, that was her EP with like persuasive and all of that stuff on there. She was releasing singles. She was still, trying to figure it out. And she'll even say, I was chasing virality. I was over here making TikTok songs and all of that. That can take you away from who you are. And so her most successful project was her getting back to who she is, not doing things for the label, not doing things, for TikTok and all of that. But she went inward. She didn't go outward. She didn't seek external validation by doing what everybody else wanted her to do. She went inward and went into what makes her unique. Going back to that unique selling point, right? Where it's like, that's such a marketing jargony word. So I'm so sorry to use that with you guys. Like USP, KPI, any three-letter things, you guys always ask me what I'm talking about, okay? Because they're like, they live rent free in my brain and I forget that, I'm talking to artists, not a bunch of label execs. So, so with her going inward instead of going outward, and with her taking it back to her roots, we couldn't have gotten that project from anyone else. She made something like undeniable, undeniably her, and it's not a mistake that that was her most successful project to date. She's literally going on a second tour off of the same project, you guys. That's something missing in music is shelf life. All of these viral songs that people are making for visibility, the wrong kind of visibility, right? It's popcorn. We eating it and then we're ready for something else 10 minutes later, right? That didn't fill us up, but it was good. We liked it. you know?
What room do you, what? I saw that and I was like, ooh, that's exciting. What rooms do you think she's gonna be in? Like, what size rooms do you think she's gonna be in for that tour?
I saw another music industry person say that she's gonna do like 5K to 10K rooms as opposed to doing like like a stadium type thing or something like that.
So, arena, I mean, what? That's like right before arena, right?
It's before, yeah, it's before like arenas and everything. So that is going to be like theaters, like bigger performance theaters. So the Wiltern in Los Angeles,
Hollywood.
those kind of theaters that have like multiple decks,
Gotcha.
I can think of Apollo just because that comes top of
Yeah.
mind. I'm sure she's not going to play Apollo Theater, but like when you think of a theater, think of like something with like multi tiers and multi layers, even like the Novo in Los Angeles as well. These are again thinking of things like off the top of my head, but for her to go from, I think her last tour might have been like rooms that were like maybe 800
That's
to
like
like
House of Blues.
1,500. Uh-huh, House of Blues type things. To go from that size to like 5K, 10K venues, huge. Huge, you know what I'm saying? But again, to go on a second tour off of the same project, you guys, I could run a lap around here. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, so very, very excited for her, very proud of her because I think that music is finally trending back to it being about good music and not just about what makes the most money and what goes viral and all of that. And we need that shift for sure. So, there are three levers that really drive organic visibility, and you don't need to pull them all at once. Okay. So you just need to be intentional. Lever A, our first one, or lever number one, since I put my finger up. Consistency. So not just daily posts, right? Um, but whether you're posting 3 times a week or you go live weekly, like I said, on YouTube, you only have to post once a week for it to be consistent. I wish I had more time to edit YouTube videos because my YouTube videos do really well. I just don't have 3 weeks to edit YouTube videos, right? Which is why you get one like every 6 months. Horrible. But if TikTok goes away, I guess I'll have more time to focus on YouTube. But consistency. A lot of people just want to show up. And that worked maybe in 2020, maybe 2022 TikTok, right? That's how quickly technology is changing. This app hasn't even been out or, really like successful for the past 5 years. And already what worked on that app 2 years ago isn't working today, right? So being visible, having, it's more than just like predictable presence. Don't just like every day you're in your bathroom setting the phone down and doing a trending thing. Every day you're in your bathroom, setting your phone down, talking to the camera. Every day you're in your car setting your phone down, talking to the camera. Like, you need to be consistent and you need to be intentional with what you're posting. So if you are in your rebuilding phase, you're not even promoting any music or anything, because you also should not be promoting music all the fucking time, dude. Like there, that will burn you out as well. So maybe you just got in a good place mentally, emotionally, and physically, and now you're finally getting back into the studio. What is that process like? Do you listen to old music that you never finished and try to see if you still connect to it? Do you take beat submissions from different producers that you find online? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that is a process, and all of that is stuff that you can be sharing, right? It can be, if you have old music that you never released, it can literally be as simple as you posting once a week where you're just like, a song that I wrote but never released, or what I'm learning as an artist in my late 20s, what I'm learning as a new independent artist. Different things like that, where you can give us weekly updates, but we're going to get something different every week, right? So that's consistency. Still, you're taking us on a journey, you're being consistent, but it's not like a predictable presence where it's like, you're consistently trash, for lack of better words, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm neurodivergent. I be trying to find nice ways to say things, but my mind only has so many adjectives. So that's lever number one, is definitely consistency. Lever number two for visibility, we're going over the three visibility levers. Collaboration. There are 30 artists in here. Yesterday, I think I saw Takira and Destiny on a live stream together. So shout out to them. But that's what I'm talking about, is you collaborating, whether it is you duetting another artist post, whether it is you remixing and like doing a if I had a verse on, or doing a cover of an artist who has a similar demographic as you, but isn't the exact same person, right? So like if they like them, they're gonna like you too, right? Without outwardly saying it, because sometimes we do that in content, you know? Um, or even doing a cross post where you guys are doing a collab post together, you know? So you're getting seen through others' audiences. You are borrowing audiences from each other, right? Because the people who are in your audience might not know that other audience, that other artist audience, you know, and vice versa, right? But you guys create the same genre, you guys are in the same realm, so if they like me, they're going to like them. Let's go live together. You know what I'm saying? So collaboration is another lever. And like I said, all of these levers don't have to be pulled at the same time. Just focus on one until you nail it and then move on to the next one, right? So lever one, consistency, and just making making posting and stuff a habit that your audience can count on, taking the breaks when you need to, collaboration. Like I said, visibility, it multiplies with people. So whether you are just tagging the creators, everyone who worked on your cover art, everyone who worked on this single, you know what I'm saying? Just tagging them makes them feel special. And they might reshare it on their page, right? A lot of producers and engineers would like that publicity for themselves, okay? Like, because that's how they get new clients. That's, is when the artist actually releases their song. And then the final lever is going to be content with intention. So every piece of content should have a job, whether it is to attract, and that is going to be, awareness and all of those kinds of posts. So that is going to be the quick post, the 6-second trendy post with a trending audio. Sprinkle it in there. Just don't have that be everything you do, right? Another intention of your content could be to connect. If you have attracted a big following of people, but you don't feel like any of them know you, you don't feel like if you had a show, any of them would support you, you don't have any inside jokes, any, special hashtags that you use where it's, they feel like a community, they feel like gang, they feel like squad, right? Then we should be posting with that intention of connecting with the people who support us. And how are they ever going to have inside jokes if you don't make them? How are they ever going to know, what your emoji is if you are not saying it more than once on one post, right? We need to be consistent with it. It has to show up. And then the third job of any content that you post, because we're talking about the lever, content with intention, is to convert. And we've talked about this a million times, getting your audience to do an action. So whether that is just following you, whether that is joining your email list, pre-saving your song, streaming your song, watching your new video, buying your merch, coming to a show, right? We if all conversion is not just them streaming your music. It's not, so there's a lot of different ways, but We got to create those opportunities, and a lot of people are scared to create it. It's like, I don't want to throw a party because I don't think anyone's going to come. Well, baby, when'd you send the invites out? Invites? Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Um, so which of these three levers do you use the most, and which one do you want to build up this month? Let me know. Let me know. What's up? Oh my gosh. How many? We got 13 people in here. Hi, ICI family. I'm so happy to have y'all in here for real. You guys really took your Wednesday to come chill with me, and I appreciate it. So you guys, you can answer this in the chat or you can unmute. Which of these three levers do you use the most? And which one do you want to build up this month? Here, I'm gonna drop them in the chat. Let me number them because they're not numbered. 3, 2, 1. All right.
I'll talk, I like to unmute. I would
A
say,
brave soldier.
I would say, I feel like I'm very consistent. Well, on my one platform, I need to extend Instagram. We've been saying that. But on TikTok, I'm consistent with my posting. I would say I should collaborate more. I feel like, not that it's intimidating, but when it comes to music stuff, I'm like, I do care about like values aligning and stuff like that because you never know what somebody else has going on. So I'm a little
Mhm.
more like, let me see if we're on the same page before we collaborate, but I should start collaborating more.
It's hard to put yourself out there. It is. So I understand that 1,000%. David said, I use consistency most and collaboration the least. I sense a trend. I sense a trend coming on. And like I said, how many of you guys have connected in Discord? How many of you guys know if there's other artists in ICI that you could be collaborating with? Or who makes similar music as you. Maybe one person's really good at editing content. Maybe one person is really good at coming up with the ideas. Maybe another person is really good at, going live and all of that. You guys could be collaborating and like helping each other out and bartering services. Instead of you doing your independent stuff all alone, you guys could be collaborating and working with each other. And instead of it feeling like, I'm gonna have to do more work for another artist. No, like I said, barter services. If you're doing something for someone, then they should be doing something for you. So something is coming off of your plate in exchange for it, right? Because we're not perfect at everything. Some people are better at styling, some people are better at creative direction, some people are better at music production, some people are better at songwriting, some people are better at just coming up with ideas to boost their visibility. Some people are better at connecting with people. Even just off the top of my head, I know Honey Gold Jasmine has a huge community of people who actually pull up to her events, but I think she's so busy IRL, she's just doesn't consistently make content because she got so much stuff going on in her real life. Um, and Kat Kennedy shows up consistently, branded in an awesome way, consistently makes content, but I don't think she feels a connection with the audience that she has, right? So it's like that's something that they could like connect on and like learn from each other and like help each other out with. So definitely, definitely, we have to work on collaboration. The worst thing someone could do is what? Say no. Exactly. That's the worst thing someone could do. That's like, if the worst thing you can do is say no, then I'm back at square one. I'm where I started before I even asked. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it doesn't hurt you guys. Um, and listen, start with ICI. Start with the people here. I did not make that Discord for me to just talk to y'all. Okay? It's for us to talk to each other. Okay? It's for us to collab. It's for y'all to DM each other, right? So start here and then you can branch out. Say yes, then ghost Kim Kardashian cry. What? Beverly, what? What are we talking about? Oh, is that's the worst that could happen is someone says yes, then ghosts you instead of saying no. Beverly, I need you to stop doom ideating, okay? We do not need these. That is worse than no. It is. Y'all are right. That is actually worse than no. But oh well, we gonna have to get over it. I ain't got nothing to come up with that because I didn't think of that situation. Okay, so visibility hot seat. Now is the time for a quick, session. If you're willing to get some live feedback, drop a hand in the chat. And when I call on you, tell us one, what's one thing holding you back from being consistent or visible right now? And two, what's your usual platform or format? Like, what's your tried and true that you always go on to? So, is anyone brave? Let's get into it. This is where I'm trying to give y'all live feedback and advice. Y'all don't want my live feedback and advice? All right. Jesus strongest soldier, Rocky. Let's tap you
I'm like,
in.
I'll get the free advice.
Okay.
I tell I would say, as I said before, my strongest platform is TikTok right now. And I feel like it's not even that I lack engagement on Instagram. I just think it's so curated that I'm like, I want to show up correct. And that's, neither here nor there. What was the other question? Like what's holding
What is your usual platform or format? Is it Reels? Is it TikTok? Is it Lives? Is
it's
it
TikToks.
TikToks?
Hmm.
Got you. So you said, wait, one thing holding you back from being consistent is what? Or visible is what?
I feel like I am visible, but I feel like the visibility that I want from my artistry, I feel like I am getting visibility from my artistry, but it feels like you're just seeing me work, like you're seeing the actual work of it, which is good. And I feel like people are really interested in that. Like what we talked
Hmm.
about before about like me working for other people, creative directing, A&R stuff, like just a lot of different hats. But it's
Yeah.
not like the music. And I'm like, okay, I want to promote my music,
Hmm.
but seasons, I guess. But yeah.
So you have a lot of visibility for your day job and you want more visibility for your dream career, right? So are you consistently making TikToks about your dream career as much as you are about your day job?
It's a mix. I feel like I'm kind of putting myself through like an indie R&B, like indie boot camp right now. Like I go to dance, I'm like taking heels classes. I'm like showing
Mhm.
that, but I feel like it's still different because it's like the process of doing the thing instead of like the actual product of the thing. Does that make
Mhm. Yeah. Well, do you have a song that you're actively promoting right now? Like, what's your most recent release?
My most recent release is like sync related stuff. So I'm like,
Mm.
yeah. So I'm like, but I have sounds that do really well of like me covering Lauryn Hill's I Gotta Find Peace of Mind or like me covering Get You, and I have like a YouTube video of that, a live performance YouTube video of that I like link, and I'm like, hey, like, you like this, like I'll like do a swipe and have like hopeless romantic advice, and then it will be like, oh, I love this song. People be like, oh, I love you singing this song. I'll be like, well, it's on YouTube, go watch me perform it. But that's kind of all I have right now.
Okay. So I think what it really goes back to is if you want people to support the music, you have to create music that people would support. And the music that you're creating right now is not a representation of you. It's not telling a certain story or anything. So people don't have anything to connect with. But I mean, shout out to you having sync placements, okay? Making syncable music, like
Mm.
fire. Um, and that if you that's also something you can talk about. There's so many artists who would love sync opportunities. You ain't got to tell us who your company is. You ain't got to create competition for yourself or anything like
Well,
that. But you can tell them the process. You can tell them, you know, other companies that exist that they could reach out to. Share as much as you want to share. And then also share with us like the process of you creating new music. Because if you are going through like independent artist boot camp, but we're not seeing you try like music for yourself or even going through like old folders or anything like that. We can't root for you, you know, if we don't see you trying. And we do see you trying like through what you're showing, like, but we're not seeing you try through the music lens because you're not showing that. So, that would be my advice. Since you're really great at TikToks, TikTok is the #1 music discovery platform. You're right there. You just have to bring us in on the process of you creating new music, you know, the writing, recording process. And then when you are getting ready for your next release, bring us on that journey too, you know? But yeah, I think mainly it is you not having enough music out that represents who you are that will allow people to connect to you. But
I agree. Thank you.
you're welcome. Anybody else brave enough to jump into the hot seat? You don't have to turn your camera on. If you're looking like a hot mess, it's okay. If you didn't put your wig on, it's okay. Keep the wig off and keep the camera off, but you can just unmute. Yes, soulful. Let's go.
So,
Oh,
oh, I can hear myself, but it might just be
Yeah.
me.
No,
Okay.
that's you. Yeah, you're good. Soulful. I called on soulful. There's only one soulful, right?
I can hear my echo on the audio. It might have just been my computer.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But okay, so one thing that's holding me back, I would say, would be my consistency. I post more stories than posts everywhere,
Mm,
TikTok and Instagram, because stories disappears 24 hours. I think I'm a perfectionist, so I think if it goes on the wall, it has to be like picture perfect, has to be color graded the right way, yada yada yada. So my stories, I can jump on there, post a story, hit the gym, whatever, and it's gone in
right.
24 hours. Nobody is going to really see that. Um,
Yeah.
but I do post consistently. I just don't post a lot of posts, if that makes any sense. Uh, but my platform would be IG. I love IG over anything. TikTok, I'm not a dancing person. I suck at dancing.
I have not danced on TikTok since 2022, okay? You're boy.
True. But I think like TikTok to me was like the new kid on the block because I came up, MySpace, Facebook type thing. So
Yeah.
for me. So IG is where I go.
Zanga, where you know play. Real throwback.
Right, right.
Um, so I think that consistency is great and stories are a great way to connect with your audiences there. And then also sometimes stories can connect with people who aren't there. It confuses me. I'm like, how is my story being shown to people who don't follow me? But whatever, sure. The only thing with that is it's kind of hard to build discovery if you keep posting to the same people who already know you. And Instagram isn't really a discovery app. Instagram is the app where you connect with the community that you have, right? So it's either people who already know you or it'll be people who discovered you somewhere else, like coming to your Instagram. And that's not for everybody. That's just kind of like the general rule of thumb. Some people do great on Instagram. I don't know. They got the special sauce. But Instagram is such a pick me app, always getting new features, always trying to compete with other people. It's the jack of all trades. It doesn't do one thing well, right? Because it's trying to be like everywhere and do everything.
Yeah.
So let's change our mindset about how to show up on TikTok because you ain't got to dance. Honey, I ain't never danced. I'm even talking
Yeah.
about I
I've
gotta
never seen
the
you dance.
dance moves. You said what?
I've never seen you dance on TikTok.
Right, period. Listen, I'm like, how did you even find me if you're not on TikTok? Like what? Because that's most successful app. You know, I went from 0 to 14,000 in 2 years, and it was not an overnight process. Okay, I started at 0 like everybody else did.
Right.
Um, but what is great about TikTok is that it's real. So have raw confessionals, right? These raw confessionals, they don't have to be random rants that have nothing to do with music or your music experience. You can use trending sounds to talk about how hard it is to create when life is lifing, how hard it is to be your own label, to do the marketing, to manage yourself, to create the things. You're a producer, right? How hard it is to show your face. End of sentence. Producers, like, y'all are studio rats. Y'all like to be behind the scenes, behind the keyboard. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've had producer clients that I worked with, and they were like, "Can I wear a mask when I go live?" I was like, why? Like, do you think you're ugly? And it's like, like producers just really don't like to be seen. But
Hmm.
that could work for you. You could also do faceless content, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where we just always see the back of your head. And when
Yeah.
you find like the back of your head while you're at your computer, like the full setup at the studio, you know what I'm saying? Like behind the boards, behind all of that. Um,
Hmm.
and it could even be you talking to us and then like pop-ups of videos or, you know, whatever you're talking about. And when you do finally decide to show your face, it'll be like a moment, right? Since you're not an artist and you are a producer, the personal connection aspect is not as big as the value driven aspect because you're even more niche than artists are. Well, I don't know. There might be more producers than there are artists. I'm not clocking them, but I wouldn't be able to know because I don't see them online. I don't know they exist. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you have a way to stand out in the space, and instead of, you know, you doing things like uh this is a song that I wrote that never released or anything. You could be going through your archives and being like, this is an X, Y, and Z type of beat that I never, you know, what can you do on this, right? Having an open verse challenge to a throwaway beat you weren't going to do shit with anyways. But like having that be like a beacon to other artists and having, you know, other artists wanting to work on it. So I definitely think expanding off of Instagram will help you, but
Yep.
doing low lift content for TikTok with a visibility focus. So, um, like I said, going through your archives, playing things, saying what kind of beat it is or the artist that you made it for. And then even calling it out. Like if this popped up on your FYP is for a reason with the little side eyes, you know, or the algorithm doesn't know I exist yet. Let's fix that. You know, like just calling a spade a spade. So I think that just trying testing some things out like that can really help and can really uh help your visibility and help new people discover you
Hmm.
because there are so many artists that don't work with producers that need that development that only happens in the studio, that only happens with, like, you know, there's so many people, they don't even know the roles. They don't know that vocal producers exist. They don't know
Hmm.
that musical directors exist. They don't know the difference between an engineer and a producer. Like,
Hmm.
you could put so many artists up on game, you
True.
know?
Yep.
Book a one-on-one call with me. I'll hook you up. Listen, okay? Listen, I'm inspired. I'm like, I want to make content with you right now. Okay, the last hand I'm gonna take is Marcella. I see your hand up, Pooks. Thank you, Soulful. Did you have any questions before we switch to Marcella?
Oh, no, no. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Marcella, it's your time to shine, Pooks.
Hi, sorry, I didn't think you were going to take me because obviously at the time. Um, I'm in
I
the
mean,
gym
anyone
right
who has
now,
to
so
go can
my
go, but this is my
oh,
job.
okay. I'm in the gym right now, so forgive me if the sound is loud. I put my camera on stuff and a bit right? What oh no, I don't think it's gonna work. Can you see me?
See you.
No?
Yes, we can see you.
Oh,
Beautiful curly
hello.
hair. What's up, girl?
Hiya. I wanted basically I'm consistent. I'm not consistent, sorry. But for me, I want to be able to post with more intention. Like I just heard that you said to Soulful about what is it? Like the algorithm doesn't know I exist yet. Let's fix that. Like stuff like that. Like I think I need to sort of have more intentional posts.
Mm-hmm.
So the consistency thing, it goes back and forth. So effectively, it's not consistent. But I guess more just advice on that, being more consistent
How to
and
be
not
more
because I'm still
intentional.
yeah because I joined yeah had more intentional. I joined your community because with TikTok I'm like I'm not getting it. I'm not doing it properly. Like Instagram, I love Instagram, but TikTok I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Um, so I joined it with the hope of sort of kind of growing more organically rather than forcing people like this is my song, listen to me, listen to me. You know, I guess I wanted to actually come across more of an artist and be a bit more creative and just maybe kind of more, I don't know, more creative ideas, I guess. That's why I joined.
Yeah, I hear you. If you I don't know if you were here last month during release planning, but if you are in our Discord already, please go to the resources and tools and
Yeah, I've
go
been looking at.
to, yeah, module three. Module three has over 30 content ideas, and they
Yes, yeah.
are different ideas based on intention. So whether your intention is to attract, whether your intention is to engage, whether your intention is to connect, or convert or retain, there's different ideas for all of those different intentions. Is the problem that you don't have enough intentional content ideas, or you don't know how to personalize them and make them about your journey as an artist?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's what it is.
that's
Yeah.
it. Got you. Bye, David. Bye, Kat Kennedy. Like I said, anybody who has to leave, no worries. Um, so what your usual platform is Instagram. What do you post on Instagram?
Oh, I guess my pictures, videos, um, a lot of stories, you know, it just feels a bit more homely there, which may not be good because it may be more friends and musicians, which is
Mm-hmm.
why maybe I can do that. With TikTok is like I'm putting myself out there. I'm sure everyone else has been through that, but for me,
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to come across as just as being friendly. I'm like I'm an artist, effectively. So, but I
Yeah.
think it's just more intentional. Like, how can I show you myself, you know, in the right way? So I think the consistency lacks because I don't know how to be intentional other than doing these singing videos, which I think for me is becoming a bit. I don't know if they're really consistent yet.
Yeah.
That face that you made, yeah.
So, what I want you to try is I want you to figure out who your ideal fans are. I don't know if you were in when I was talking
Yeah.
about that earlier.
Yeah, I was
But
looking at it.
with those audience profiles, that is very important. Before you think of a content strategy, you have to know who you're trying to attract and who you are, who you make music for, not who you make content for, because you're not a fucking content creator. You're a music artist. You're only making content to promote your music. Never forget that. So think about who you make music for, right? And these different people, these different ideal fans, right? Not who's here now. Because if who's here now isn't the people that you want there because you're not posting with intention, then we have to post with the intention of attracting our ideal fans. And if you don't know who those ideal fans are, you throwing shit at the wall, you know? So slow down, figure out who those ideal fans are, and then go back and look at module three from last month with all of those content ideas and see if your ability to make them, personalize them for you improves now that you know who you are trying to attract with that content. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, I love seeing your beautiful face. I love my God. This is the
Thank
first time
you.
I've ever
Same to
seen you.
you. Thank you.
Please,
Gorgeous.
if you guys are not in Discord, please say what's up. Say what's up and let's connect. I am going to be dropping an example of these audience profiles. I'll take a screenshot of it. I'll drop it in the resources and tools in Discord. Give it up for in the chat for everyone who's brave enough to jump into the hot seat. I'm so excited. Thank you, Marcella, Soulful, and Rocky. Um, and now that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to figure out who your ideal fans are, right? That's our homework. That is our homework, period. Milanote is a free, like a free thing. You can build your own profiles the way that I built mine on Milanote. You can do it in the Notes app on your phone, whatever. Take a screenshot of it, drop it in tips in chat. I want you guys to know who your ideal fans are so that you can post with intention. Um, but that's it, you guys. Thank you so much. Remember the 3 levers for visibility are in the chat. I'll also drop those on Discord too. Um, and yeah, that's it. I just want you guys drop any questions that you have in the Q&A chat. I've got you. And yeah, let's work on those audience profiles this week. I would love to see that from you guys. This month all about visibility. I'm going to be doing another challenge. We're going to be doing a visibility challenge. So I'm excited for you guys to participate in that. I'm going to give you guys just, generic prompts that you can do on a daily. So you guys will be coming to Discord for those daily prompts to participate in the challenge. And they will all be with the intent of building visibility. It'll just be in different ways. So that is my time. Thank you, everyone, for staying with your girl. I appreciate you all. Thank you to my family, my growing tree. And yeah, let's connect, you guys. Let's connect, and I will see you next week. No, the visibility challenge does not start this week. I will not give the prompts and everything this week. I'll give you guys a heads up. But let's be in the Discord, okay? I miss you. All right. Until next time, see you later. Bye.
Thank you. See you later.
See ya.